Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattooedteacherplans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be pre-planning out the week of March 30th through April 5th, and I'm using this kit from Sadie Stickers. A couple reasons why. First of all, it's just pretty, and it's very springish, which I thought was very fitting. But also this full box in the middle here that says no rain, no flowers, and the world feels like it's kind of falling apart right now. But this kind of resonates with me, like, we will get through it, and it will be better on the other side of, however long it takes. So no rain, no flowers. I think that's just a beautiful saying for this time in our lives. So I just think this kit is gorgeous. It's called Garden. It's still available in her shop. I have a code. I will leave that down in the description for you. This is my current freebie. I just have it hanging out here. It is gold on clear paper. All right, so here are the full boxes. So pretty. I love it so much. And then we've got these very soft colors. And this is one of the functional pages. This page is foiled with rose gold foil. So pretty. And then we've got the bottom washi, which is gorgeous. I love this pattern here. And then this herringbone like floor pattern. I think it's so pretty behind the date covers. Love it. And I've also got this with some bow headers on it. I might also include some of these little pins. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I'm thinking that might be an option. So I'm going to kind of go with how I set up last week. So I'm going to be putting in like my schoolwork section, but I'm not going to be outlining anything that I'm doing. I just want to block off some time. I have a lot of flexibility with my work time. I am available during the work hours, but my kids are pretty self-sufficient and I answer them right back, but I can walk away and go do something real fast and come back. So I don't want that section to take up a lot of space in my spread, and I kind of want to just leave all of that for my teacher planner. So, which that planner has become a mess, because I pre-planned so much stuff and now none of that stuff is happening. But I will definitely do a kind of flip through of that planner at the end of the school year, so you can kind of see how it turned out. And I'm excited for the new planners that are coming out in April. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Just like last week, not a whole lot going on, but I'm going to set up the base of the spread with you, and then I'll come back and show you the finished spread at the end. All right, so we're going to start with the bottom washi, and for a minute here, I thought that maybe I would sub in some different washi. So I'm kind of going through my foiled washi collection, and I was specifically looking for white washi with rose gold bows, which I thought I had because I have the holographic, I have the gold and the silver. I don't know if I just must have missed that particular sale. So I just put all that away, and I will come back and I will lay down the washi from the kit, which is still beautiful. I just wanted to see if maybe I could mix in something else. I am going to white out most of these lines down here because you could definitely see them through the pink, and you could kind of see them through the herringbone pattern of the other strip. That one is so pretty. I love it. And then I'm just whiting out the hexagons as well, just to get them out of the way. I'm leaving just a little bit of space between those just to give it a little breathing room. And then for headers this week, I'm going to use these gray ones. And I just kind of wanted to use, I always like to use the bow headers. I think they're really pretty and delicate. If I have them, I don't always get the header add-on. In fact, most of the time I don't. But when I do, I use the bow headers. They are just gorgeous. Really, really pretty against that gray too. And then for my date dots, I'm going to use these kind of very classic numbers. I love that pattern behind the date covers. It's so pretty. I tried to use that herringbone pattern like as much as I could from the kit, every half box, every label, everything, because I just thought it was so pretty. So I'm just putting those across the top. And then we're going to go to the sidebar. So I'm going to white out the hexagon just to get it out of the way. And I'm going to use this quilt box, which is just absolutely beautiful. And I really love the message of that. I think it's perfect for this time of the year. Well, really not the time of the year, the times that we are living in right now. Because we do know that this will end and we just don't know when. And when it does, it will be worth it, hopefully. And no rain, no flowers. I mean, that's just, it's good. I like it. I'm just choosing a cleaning checklist, and I decided to go with a gray one, like a dark gray, mainly because I wanted to bring in more of that gray because I do think it is really pretty. This is from Nikki Plus 3, if you're wondering. I have all the shops listed down in the description for you if you want direct links or codes. And then above that, I'm going to put in a half box to mark kind of my highlight of the week. And I'm just going to highlight that this is my second week working from home. So I'm just throwing in a little laptop there and just kind of throwing that in there. And then I'm going to use 2 habit trackers. And since the spacing was just a little bit off, I decided to put in a little header here and then put those in. And I'll be tracking reading and outside time this week, and I'm doing really well with the outside time, which I think is really important right now. You know, you're told to stay inside, and if you try to do that 24/7, you're going to go insane. So I try to get outside every day, which I've been really good about. Reading, I've been okay about. I think I just got bored with my books, so I actually ordered another book of poetry, and I'm also reading some nonfiction and fiction, so I can read multiple books at once, and I just need to actually sit down and be intentional about it. Right here, you can see me marking or setting up to mark in my videos for this week, and I'm just using some old stickers from Sadie Stickers. So Monday was my plan with me, and Wednesday was my April monthly, which was very, very blank. And then my Friday video was a memory plan with me. I did have a bonus video on a Wednesday, which was my updated kind of what I'm doing now with my Erin Condren teacher lesson planner. So all of those videos are up if you would like to go watch them. And then for my full boxes, I am putting them in spots that I've kind of figured out will work for this specific style that I'm doing. This is different from when school is in regular session because usually I don't put full boxes up at the very top, but for this spread, it works because you'll see in a minute how I'm going to mark school, and I'm just putting in my full boxes where I see that they are the best fit. Okay, so we're going to Monday, and first thing I want to mark on every day is a label for yoga. So I have been doing the morning yoga. It's been great. It helps me get into the right mindset because this is tough. It's a little harder than I thought. I do live alone, so I'm comfortable spending time alone, but this is like a lot of alone time, and I am kind of struggling with the lack of social interaction. I am waving to people in my neighborhood that I've never spoken to before, and all of my neighbors, we happened to be out in the alley at once. We were all just doing random stuff, and I never talk to my neighbors. They're kind of annoying, to be honest. And I taught one of them how to copy and paste, which is fantastic. So now I'm the resident IT person for our neighborhood. That happened by accident, but that's the best that I'm getting lately. So I'm really trying really hard to just stay busy and to do things that are enjoyable, and yoga is definitely one of those things. So I think starting off the day with that is great. And then I have my school session. So we work in the mornings and the early afternoon. It's pretty flexible though, like we can do other things. Obviously, I'm pretty efficient with technology and with grading and getting back to people and everything. So my school day probably looks a little bit different from other people's, but I am still putting out lessons every day and giving feedback to my kids every day and interacting with them every day. It's just a little bit, it's a lot different. I got a little sad this week because I just kind of miss my kids, and I didn't think that I would miss them that much. I mean, they're high schoolers, very selfish, and they're kind of annoying sometimes, and they're very dramatic, and yet I miss them and their antics. So I don't know if I will see them again this year, but I hope so. I teach sophomores, so hopefully I will be able to see all of my kids again, but I don't know. This world is full of uncertainty right now. So I'm just putting in a checklist every day for just to catch things that need to get done, little tasks or errands to run, which are not very many. I think I left the house one time this week, but just little things, you know. And then on the weekend, that label at the top on Saturday is for a longer yoga session. And then I have my longer checklist, and I'm just putting in some boxes. So this week is pretty simple, but kind of like I mentioned at the beginning, it's because it was kind of like, it was open to a lot of possibilities of what we were doing with school. So if we were going to go back to school the next week, then my weekend would look very different than what it turned out to look like. But at this point, when I was actually filming, we didn't know anything about anything. So you'll see the finished spread in a little bit, but I wanted to be sure to use that full box on Saturday because I thought it was so pretty. I'm just kind of looking back at the previous week to just see if there's anything that I'm kind of forgetting. And one thing was my hair washing. I'm really trying to stick to a schedule, and I kind of shared that last week, but I think it's important for me to kind of stick with a routine just so it feels a little more normal, because I think you could get wrapped up in how not normal it is and just kind of freak out. So I think routines are key just for me personally to kind of keep my sanity and not let the days or the day get away from me. But this is definitely different from how it was before. All right, we're going to leave this as is, and the reason for that is because we have a deadline on the 3rd to decide, well, not for me, but for someone to decide if we're going back to school on Monday. My best guess is no, we're not, that it will get extended, but in the off chance that we do, I want to leave this open to prepare for the next week. So this gives me some flexibility in what will happen. The rest of this is set up just like last week, and it worked last week, so we're doing it again. So I will be back in a minute to show you the finished spread. So here is the finished spread, and it's just so beautiful. This week was a little tough, not gonna lie. I had some good moments and some tough ones, and I may have cried a couple times because that's what you do when you're frustrated and you can't do anything about what the situation is. So, but you know what? It ended well. I had a good weekend. I got a lot done at home. I mean, obviously, I got a lot done at home. It's tough, but we're getting through, and who knows how long this is gonna last, but we're just doing our best, you know? So this format is working really well for me, I think, and I'm gonna be using this probably throughout April because I will be teaching from home for the foreseeable future. So we have a date of May 4th, but pretty much everyone I've talked to is saying it's going to be extended again. So I like this little note here of working for school, doing school stuff. I am working like 8:30 to 3:30 every day, but I can do other things during that time. And I have my teacher planner, which I did an update this week or last week when you're seeing this video. If you want to see how I'm kind of adapting my planner and kind of changing it to the situation that we're in right now. So I don't want to note any school things in this planner because I have that space for that purpose. But I do like noting, I have my morning yoga, which is really, really helping. And, it like helps me start the day well. And then I've got my little school section here. And then I've got a to-do list on pretty much every day. And yeah, it's like boring stuff. But at the same time, it lets me sit down and look at my day and plan things and check things off and make me feel like I'm being a little more productive than I probably am. So I don't know. I think there's upsides to continuing to plan ahead. And I get why people are just memory planning now. And I am continuing to memory plan as well in my other planner. But I still really like planning ahead because I think there's always something to look forward to in every day, even if it's something mundane. So let me show you what I have left in the kit before I let you go. So we've got a few things on that page. I used almost all of that one. I used quite a bit of that one. I have a couple things there and then one full box left. So I always get a ton out of her kit. Let me give you just a little bit of a view of all that foil. It's just so beautiful. I do have a walk that I need to fill in there, but pretty much everything else is either filled in or just needs to be checked off. So I think the spread is just beautiful, and I really like this full box over here. It's my favorite, especially for this week. So I hope that you guys are doing well and you're staying safe, and I'm thinking about you and I'm replying to all of your comments, and I really love all of the things that you're telling me and the encouragement that you're giving me and others. It's just awesome to see this community like support each other. So I hope that you enjoyed this plan with me, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!